back to my channel. I'm so excited to do this video about the moon cycles and how we can use them to our advantage. Now let's get right into it. So we're currently still in new moon in Scorpio. Shout out to all my Scorpions. My birthday was last Friday. And so what is a moon cycle? Okay, so moon phases depends on where the moon is in with respect of the sun. Self-explanatory. You guys are like, what? I don't know what that means. So I actually Googled, since we're in Scorpio, new moon in Scorpio, I wanted to, I have notes here because I want to just really give you guys the information I want to give to you, but my brain don't work that way, so I have to write it down and it clicks. But I asked Siri for characteristics of a Scorpio, and so it actually brought up this really cool picture that I'm going to post on my Instagram. So go to my Instagram at Soul Attack, and it stated that I was in Juarez, Chihuahua, which I'm not. It's right there. I'm in El Paso, Texas, so it's right there. But it showed a really cool, like, far away Earth and where the moon is and how you can see, like, the Scorpio stars, and it's a really dope ass picture, so go check that out. But since we're in new moon is first phase, second phase is first quarter, third phase is full moon, fourth phase is the last quarter. So little facts about the moon. So always rises on the east, sets on the west. And so the moon, it takes about a whole month in orbit to go around Earth. So you could just imagine, even though the moon is visual to our eyes, on a new moon it's not as visual unless it's like a bloody moon or like an orange moon, a purple moon. I don't know where they come up with these names, but usually when you actually can see the new moon, or when the moon is in that cycle and you could see it, there's something else going on with space. So you could look into that. But it takes about a month to go around. And for an example, on a full moon, when it's actually visible and it's full, when it's a full moon, that means Earth, moon, sun are all aligned, giving it that illumination. So when I started getting into the moon cycles, I just knew two things. Full moon was when destruction happens, and full moon, or new moon is when it all mellowed down and everything gets better. Now that's kind of a negative way to look at it now that I think about it, but because every cycle can be positive, every cycle can be negative. It's completely up to you. But I don't want to dive into all the other cycles because we are in new moon, and I want to just get the energy that's going on right now, being that it's a new moon, and really give you guys what you need, because it's not over yet. First quarter is the 12th. So we still got some time to take advantage of this new moon and get out there and do what you got to do in this time. So, new moon. I got my green tea matcha because it's delicious. Now that we're in season of the peppermint mocha, best believe that I went and got it because it's not a year-round kind of creamer, and I love it, and it tastes good with my green tea matcha. So, cheers. You got a drink in your hand. Alright, so new moon in Scorpio. So I googled traits of a Scorpio. If I hasn't said this already, shout out to all my Scorpions. But new moon in Scorpio, traits of a Scorpion are focused, balanced, brave, faithful, intuitive. We all have the power to have any of these traits. Scorpio, Sagittarius, Pisces, whoever you are. You can be faithful, you can be focused, you can be intuitive, you can be balanced. All of those things. You don't have to be a Scorpio to have those. But because we are in Scorpio season, those traits are the ones you should focus on. So let's say you aren't as brave. Your friend, if you're in Phoenix, Arizona, I haven't hiked out here, so I can't tell you what the highest mountain out here is to hike, or, you know, whatever. But I heard, I haven't been on this part of the Camelback Mountain, but there's a part where you literally have to climb it and like you could fall to your death kind of mountain. If brave is not a trait that is strong and you're in Phoenix, Arizona, maybe you go do that trail. That's brave. And just know that these traits might not be your biggest asset, but they can be. And if you definitely want brave to be a lot stronger, like I said, we still got time in this new moon. Go and set a goal to make brave your new best friend, or whatever, your new best trait. And if you have a hard time being faithful, whether it's to God, whether it's to your spouse, whether it's to your dog, whether it's to your children, whatever, go and be faithful. Learn how to be faithful. Google it. Get your dictionary out. If you're as old as me, you probably have one. I don't have one, but that was used to be the way we, you know, looked stuff up. Remember those days when you actually had to like dictionary? Now you can Google everything. Go out there and set some new goals. So that's what the new moon is in that cycle. That's what it's time for. It's time for new commitments, new goals. Go express those positive energies of a Scorpio. So if you know that balance and focus are one of your biggest assets, hey, go and focus and be balanced and do it in front of somebody that may be lacking in that, and you can inspire them to next new moon set that goal. Even going into like first quarter, let me see, first quarter, I don't want to get into every quarter. I want to do separate videos for every quarter in that quarter, so I'm not like mixing all these like energies. And really, you're probably asking, what does the moon have to do with me? What does it have to do with anything, really? It's just a planet. Is it a planet? Yeah, it's a planet, right? Anyway, that was probably like a dumb moment, a blonde moment. I don't know, you know, whatever. Anyway, what does the moon have to do with anything that I do, right? So the moon, when it's in orbit and it's in its cycles, what it does, it amplifies the energy around us. Now, if you ask me, what is energy? Everything is energy. It takes energy to brush your teeth. It took energy built in a machine to make that toothbrush. Everything is energy, guys. So whatever cycle it's in, it's depending on what cycle. Like, for instance, full moon. I talked about how I used to think it was about destruction. Now it's a very negative way to think about it. But every time I experience something going wrong, I'm like, it's a new moon. Or a new moon is coming up, because I can feel it. I'm a very sensitive person in a sense of like, I'm sensitive to energy. So I just, every time I'm like, okay, it's a new moon, I can feel it, it's coming. It usually is. I'm usually right. So how I am going to look at the full moon now moving forward is, maybe there's a possibility that something can go totally wrong, but a full moon is also the time to use that high energy and use it into things that needs the high energy. You know what I mean? Things can totally fall apart, and it's totally depending on the intention of your next step. If your next step is to fall and trip, you might fall and trip, buddy. So I would just be careful about how you use that high energy in those moments. Now, we can't control what others do. You can't control having a freaking awesome full moon phase, and then you get in your car and you get rear-ended. You can't control what people do. You also don't know what people are going through. You don't know if that person was on the phone call with their mother telling her your dad just died, or if they're just having a shitty ass day, or they're assholes and don't know how to drive and, you know, whatever. You could take a step back and realize, all right, I was having a good day. Let's push forward. It doesn't need to be a bad day. It's always about how you look at things and perspective. And although getting rear-ended can be completely dangerous, people die from car accidents every day. And just know that if that's not your reality, make positive intentions your reality. Know that you can push forward. Every breakdown has a breakthrough. So take it with a grain of salt and just be like, all right, we're going to push forward. There's my little lecture. Just kidding, we're not done. Full moon is the time where the energy is at its highest level. New moon is when you want to start new things. I probably already said this, but really just write down your goals, set your intentions, prepare for the first quarter. And really, I want to put in a video of stones. Now, if you're not familiar with stones, hold that thought. I need to move this incense because it's giving me a headache. It's peppermint and it's really strong. It's wonderful, but at this point it's been in my face, so I'm like, ugh. Stones. Now, if you're not familiar with stones, Google them, look them up. If you are familiar with stones, here's a video and you'll probably know what I'm going to be talking about. These stones are like general basic stones. If you are a stone person or you're getting into stones or you want to get into stones, I recommend you getting these in particular.
Alright guys, here we have citrine. It boosts your self-esteem, encourages positive flow, gives confidence, clarity, and willpower. Next stone we have here is clear quartz. Clears the mind to enhance spiritual receptiveness, master of all healing stones, magnify and amplifies the healing vibration of other stones. Next stone is amethyst, helps eliminate bad habits and limiting behaviors, protects from negative energies. The next stone and the last stone is selenite, helps to stabilize and balance the emotional body.
New moon is citrine. So let's see here. This is the one in the picture in the video, and this is actually a Scorpio stone. So I am more of a fan of raw stuff, kind of like this, and as opposed to like something polished. I think I have a polished citrine around here somewhere. Let me look for it. Oh, it's right here. This is citrine. It's a little bit more polished versus raw. Now, citrine. What can citrine do for me? It can boost your self-esteem. It can give you confidence. It can give you clarity. It can give you balance. And we need those things, especially in a new moon, because you need to be clear about your intentions and clear about your goals going into the new moon, going into the first quarter, and having this around you, under your pillow, in your pocket, in your purse. Meditate with it if you're that kind of person, and use the energy from this cycle with the energy in the stone, and realize that your self-esteem is going to go up as soon as you accomplish a goal. Your self-esteem and your confidence is going to go up when you actually set the time aside to write down your goals and accomplish these goals. Sometimes you won't, and that's okay. We have to fail forward sometimes. And so this is a time to still love on your citrine. If you have one, go buy one. If you're in Arizona, I got most of these at Arizona Mills in Tempe, Arizona on Baseline, and it's called the Black Mineral Store. So this is where I got this lovely guy. I'm so excited to explore Texas and find places where I can get stones and meet some new people that are into that stuff. And so I'll go into the first quarter And looking at my notes here really quickly. I'm such a sloppy writer. I'm like, what does that say? First quarter, clear quartz. You saw in that picture, my clear quartz looks like this. It's hard to stand up, so in the picture I had to just put it in my little candle holder. But this is what it looks like. And this stone clears the mind to enhance spiritual receptiveness. It's a master of healing stones. It magnifies and amplifies the healing vibration of other stones. So even if you have that in your pocket right now with a citrine, it will just amplify the citrine to make the new moon a good one. So, for first quarter, let's see. I'm not good at this, guys. I'm getting better. All right, so first quarter, goals is if you didn't accomplish one in the new moon. Here's the time to sit down, write your goals down. Maybe the goal you had in the new moon and you didn't accomplish it, it might change because you got some perspective in the new moon cycle and you're like, you know what? New moon was so good to me. I don't need to focus on this. I need to focus on this other goal, and we're going to push forward and make it happen. It's a time to release your fears, and it kind of goes into goals and all that stuff, because sometimes we get really, we don't feel like it's gonna go our way when it doesn't go our way, right? So in the times that in the new moon, say it just didn't go the way you wanted it to, or a goal wasn't accomplished, or you didn't get to a goal and you fear of not accomplishing it or not getting to it or not making it the best route or route, however you say that word, and push forward. And maybe you're like, maybe that's maybe I'm not ready for that. Maybe I need to focus on something else. The best thing I think that you could do is realize that. Realize like, okay, this didn't happen. Why? Why didn't we get to this? Why is this not happening? Why? Oh yeah, like I did get rear-ended and I didn't make it to that one class that I wanted to, and I really wanted to get to that class or whatever. Like, realize that happened and make it happen. You know what I mean? Like, just because we're in a specific moon cycle and you have to do something specifically, like face your fears or build up new goals or whatever, you could still, I mean, it doesn't take the moon for you to want to have to go move forward. You know what I mean? Like, just face it and don't be afraid to realize that sometimes shit happens and it doesn't work out, but it's okay. Keep pushing forward, man. And so that's really, I don't want to make this video long, per usual, you know what I mean? But I think that what I gave you guys was exciting stuff. I don't look excited because this incense really has my eyeballs like burning, but I'm thirsty. But I think that we're all capable of utilizing what God put on earth here for us. Whether you're into stones or not into stones, you could still take advantage of this moon cycle. If you're a Scorpio, I know that they say when it's that time, like it's Scorpio time, and it could be a really bad time or an intense time. Use it to your advantage, man. If you're having a hard time, be in your hard time, do what you gotta do, cry, whatever, and let it go, right? And it's a lot, oh my God, what's that little what's that saying? It's easier said than done. I totally get it. I totally get it, guys. I don't want to make it seem like I got my shit together, because I don't. 50% of the time. 50% of the time I'm freaking out, and the other 50% I'm like, get it, girl. But it is what it is. I don't know. I don't want to cry, but I've used the situation of losing my niece to the best of my ability. We can only do what we can, and now that I have the power to really do what I want to do with my time, granted, I graduated from one kid to another kid, although this kid is not mine. I'm going to treat it like he's mine, and I'm going to take the responsibility of taking care of 2 babies now, and it's going to be crazy, but that's not going to stop me from continuing doing these videos and continuing taking advantage of what I got, because it could be worse. You know what I mean? And just really be committed to y'all, because I want y'all to understand that we are in a time that is crazy, y'all. And you got to put in your why can't these words just come up to me, right? Like, why can't my brain be, damn, just ready to rumble, be witty, damn. Okay, so you got to put in your work, put in your, man, it's right there. Just put in your time into the energy of what's going around in the circle of life, man. We all are responsible for what's going around. And with that being said, my friend Halo, I brought him up earlier, he just did a video with his son, and his son he's a smarty pants. I think I brought this up already, but he just did a video. I'm going to link it down below. Go watch that video, because he's 10 times, billion times smarter than me, and what he had to say really helped me focus in this video, even though I sound crazy, but it really allowed me to realize what I'm doing here and the commitment I have to make for every single cycle moving forward. So, being that the moon is the feminine planet energy and the sun is the masculine, or is it the other way around? I'm bad at this. No, I'm pretty sure the moon is feminine, and so we really gotta get into our feminine side. We all got them. Guys, don't try to play me. You got them too. So get into them. Prepare yourself for this new cycle we're going into. Halo talks about tomorrow being 11/11. It is 11. 2018 equals 11. 11/11/11. All around the world, everybody's going to be meditating, whether it's 11 a.m., 11 p.m. If you're a meditator, go watch this video, get some perspective. I hope this video brought you guys some type of information. I promise you eventually, just because I know this video is like so early in my channel, that once I get further into stuff, things are just going to be clicking, and I'm really going to start not allowing myself to continue to tell myself like I can't memorize this stuff. Although I have notes, like sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, right? And I hope that what I put out there for you guys give you guys some type of perspective to move forward intentionally and just live a good life, guys. I've said this before in my other videos. This year has been my toughest, but now that I have had the privilege to be in a situation that I'm in right now, I'm gonna make sure that I make some type of change. I didn't want to use the word change, but it's not coming to me, and we're at 24 minutes. So anyway, hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you soon. Ciao.